Greetings and salutations, and welcome to issue number 2 of Mason's Rant. Now, last week we talked about the winding road, and we talked about the trophy at the end of that winding road, and so here we are today at a trophy. Now, I thought it was kind of fitting that this trophy, for one, is massive, but for two, there's a lot of detail on this trophy, and it deals with a lot of hockey stuff, as you can see, and I know nothing about hockey, so we won't even go there. But when we're talking about that winding road, we're talking about the trophies that are in that winding road and whatnot, then we also need to look at the moments that get us there. Those things that we end up going through to get to that trophy at the end of the road. And I got to thinking earlier today about a moment that I ended up having to deal with several years back, where I ended up dealing with an individual who was less than stellar, we'll say. He had a lot of methamphetamines running through his system. It was extremely difficult to deal with, and I ended up having to go in to try and effect an arrest. Now, because of his level of meth use and my pudginess at the time, we had a long, drawn-out fight. Went to the ground, wasn't great to deal with. It was kind of hairy. Now, despite all of this, his physical strength and my lacking of, etc., I fought him on a train platform in the middle of the night with a lot of less than savory individuals about. And I fought him for a total of 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Where at one point he flipped me off his back and I went to the edge of the train platform with a train coming in, and he kind of does one of these towards me. A lot of things flashed in front of my eyes. But I finally got him under control. Help came. And I felt the ground shaking. It wasn't the train coming in. It was the two biggest guys that I had working on my squad at that time. We arrested him. Everything was good. But for 4 minutes and 26 seconds, I tussled with this guy, one-on-one. Now, I've been in, fights on training mats and stuff like that, even now, where I'm in a lot better physical condition than I was at that time. And I go for a 2-minute round and I'm gassed. I'm just exhausted. Just let me just crawl up in a little ball in the corner and just die. I'm good. But in this situation, I fought him for more than twice that time. And that was a fight and a half. There were no gloves, there was no mats, like this was hard concrete floor, and it was him and I tussling at it. Now, I was gassed at the end of that fight, but how could I go twice the amount, more than twice the amount? I'll tell you why. Because I was looking at that trophy at the end of that road, and I live by one mentality any time I go out on the street. And it's the same mentality for my brothers and sisters that are out there for the thin blue line. It's the same mentality you should have. Is that when you go out on the street, you go home at the end of the day. No matter what else happens, there's no other goals for the shift, no number of tickets that you're going to write, no number of people you're going to arrest. And if you're not in that field, it's not going to be for how many things you're going to sell for the end of the day. No, any other goal than going home at the end of the day. It's the little things you encounter on your day-to-day that are going to add to that trophy, sure. But the number one goal you're going to have is to go home at the end of the day. That's the goal I had. And it was that goal that helped me get to that 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Because I knew that no matter what happened on that train platform, no matter what he tried, it didn't matter. I was going home at the end of the day. And you know what? I did. And I got that trophy for that little benchmark in my life, so that I can continue to add to that trophy as life goes on. So, if nothing else touches with you for this rant or any others, it's to never give up, keep fighting, and go home at the end of the day. No matter what you're doing for life, you don't have to be in law enforcement, you don't have to be in any kind of position or career that's going to put your life in jeopardy. There's a lot of things in life that are going to put you in harm's way, that are going to put you in interesting situations where you're going to think, I can't make it through this. You can't. You just have to keep pushing. You have to keep fighting and push past that 2-minute mark that you think that you don't have anymore, because believe me, you do. All right, so I'm going to sign off from there. Have a great day. For my brothers and sisters in blue, keep fighting the good fight and hold that thin line strong. For everybody else, have a good one. And since I don't have any fancy sponsors or anything like that, today's episode is sponsored by air, because without air, we can't keep fighting that good fight. Night, y'all.